Don't be that way.
Sounds on, you're on it.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 9 a.m. Monday, July 20th meeting of the Aransas County Navigation District Commissioners. And we're happy to see all these smiling faces. No, we really are.
For Monday.
So, yeah, for a Monday, that's right. And a hot Monday, too, yes. All right, as always, we will stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag and honor the Texas flag. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you all very much. And let's get comfortable because I think it's going to be a long one today. Everybody ready for this? All right, let's get going. All right, the first item, as always, is our citizens to be heard. This is for anyone who would like to speak to the commission on anything that is not on the agenda. Any takers? All right, taking care of that one quickly. The next item is our open meeting subjects for deliberation and our action. And the first item is approve ACND minutes. Ms. Loney.
You have 4 sets of minutes in front of you.
Yes.
For March. If you any issues, let me know.
No, I looked them over last night. They look good.
Me too.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Good. Moving on. A purple. You don't mind the purple pen? This is for Purple Pros. Okay, item number 2, approve the ACND financial reports.
You have your financial reports within your packets. You also have a status of where we're at regarding 24.
Okay. Do you want to walk through the audit portion anyway? Yeah, just,
Okay, I'm just going to let you know that document that you received this morning, it shows 97.67%. We are done. We are just waiting on an item from the treasurer, and then
Then you are
our
done.
first information drop here for 2024 with the auditors. We start walkthrough this week, and then whatever requests come through, we will deal with them as soon as they come through.
okay. So we're on track for finishing that one by,
Subject to what the auditors request, we will be making sure that we are working as hard
Okay.
and as quickly as we can.
and this is the 2024 audit, for those in it, yes.
I would like to thank Vicky,
Yes,
Adam, Carla,
Yes.
for making this happen.
thank you.
Bob Rowe,
Pardon?
Bob Rowe
And
and
Bob.
Jean.
And Bob, yes, Bob is one spearheading this for us and making sure it happens.
This seems like it's moving faster. I make a motion to approve financials.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Thank
just
you,
had one
team.
question that we'll bring up when we meet after this. Bank information and service charges and the like. I would like to have the 6 months of this year so I can go negotiate a little bit better position, hopefully. Thank you, ma'am. They
Thank
look
you.
very good.
Yes, they look great. Okay. Oops. Item number 3, deliberate and possible approval of a request from the Rockport Fulton Chamber of Commerce in partnership with Rockport Volunteer Fire Department to host the 2nd annual Stop, Drop, and Run event. Proposed date for event is November 7th, 2026.
You received in your packets the proposal from Shirley at the Chamber.
Yes.
That is dedicated with help for Rockville Volunteer Fire Department. They are requesting, as of last year, if you see down, it's the second to last paragraph, complimentary entry. So into the park for registered race participants and staff.
What time?
Time, I'm assuming they're going to be in before the gates open, so it's going to be before 7.
Okay.
And it's going to be probably around 11, 12 o'clock, I'm assuming,
Did they finish?
that they finish, yes.
Yeah. So this work, how did this work last year? This is the second time we've done it.
This is the second time they came, staff and participants came in before 7 o'clock. And then we had, as far as I know, anybody who did not have a pass, they had to buy one, except for staff and participants, as far as I remember. And they were finished by 10, 11 o'clock.
I was gonna say, we probably didn't have any problems.
That's what I mean, I thought I heard you say they're going to go get free pass, but it's just the
It's for
staff
the
people.
participants and staff.
Okay.
Okay. Shelley, would you like to
And
comment?
this date is open?
Yes, yeah, it's, yeah. I don't know where Shelley is, so.
Shelley, would you like to comment, please? Identify your, do you mind coming up here so the people at home can?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Hope I got it right, Shelley.
Make sure that green light's on too, and the load button.
Well, I'm Shelley Stewart with the Chamber of Commerce.
Should be real green,
What?
bright green.
Now it's green.
There you go.
Perfect.
Green. Hi, well, I'm Shelley Stewart with the Rockport Fulton Chamber of Commerce, and I brought with me.
Mark Thompson, Rockport Volunteer Fire Department.
So this is our second annual. I think the first inaugural went beautifully. I think it was very smooth going, and we're going to try it again. We are going to add some vendors and all that, but that's going to be back at the fire station. So we're growing this event and hoping that it becomes a annual event for the fire department.
How many participants did you have last year?
Yeah, we had a little over 100, 120.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
great.
How much money's already?
It wasn't huge. We split about $4,000 a piece, I think, is what we got. Well, they
Nice.
got, I got about 1,000. Yes, we did an 80-20 split, yeah.
About 5,000
Yeah,
total. but,
yeah.
We
So,
hope to grow that, obviously.
yeah, and at some point, we'll just give that to them, and maybe, except we're having so much fun working with them, we may not. But the plan was to do it for a couple of years and then hand it over for their fundraiser, but like I said, we're having too much fun doing it
So then-
together, so,
Then they will be running the outfit.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
That's the plan long term.
yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have any more any questions?
I just think it's a good opportunity for us to afford the Rockport Fire Department and the Chamber opportunity to use
I think so.
our beach pavilion, our beaches for this type of event, especially
Yes.
around November.
We got a lot of comments on the route. That's why we really want to have the same route
Yeah.
again. They loved it, and they're coming back and bringing their friends because of the route, a lot of it, so.
Good. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Go forth.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, item number 4, presentation review with possible approval of plans for the aquarium at Rockport Harbor proposed by Aransas County. And,
Is that you?
yes, that's,
Okay.
that's all, yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please introduce yourself for the people at home.
My name is Al Morales, and I'm with Aransas County. So we're just bringing forward our presentation to show you what the aquarium was going to possibly look like. I was here a couple weeks ago, and then I went to the Commissioners Court, got approval at Commissioners Court, went to city, have city council approval, and now we're just seeking your approval so that we can go out to bid on Thursday with a proposed date of coming back on August 18th, with our bid opening on August 18th. And then we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay. When do you expect to start construction?
The hope would be like October. We were trying to shoot for September, but we've kind of gotten pushed back a little bit, so October, maybe November. And again, our goal is to end in April, right before we start getting into the summer crowds.
Okay, good. That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Because that has always been an issue for us.
Yeah, and we have the schedule, so we kind of, they're already prepared. We have it part of the contractor schedule,
Okay,
the events that happen.
gotcha, okay. Any other question from the commissioners?
We've got to move forward and get this thing going.
Absolutely.
So glad to
That's
see it coming back online. Really.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, very good. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
All right, I'll second that. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Start tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, item 5, consider approval of opening 2 new tax fund accounts with Prosperity Bank to hold maintenance and operations M&O tax funds and a separate account to hold interest and sinking funds, which is INS tax funds, resolution 2026-07-20. That is Mr. Wright's, Commissioner Wright's.
We moved, excuse me?
Mr. Wright.
Commissioner
We-
Wright, change it to Commissioner Wright.
In the last days of when Alma treasurer, county treasurer, those accounts were moved out of investment accounts in Austin and back into Prosperity Bank. Internally, we let some things kind of get away from us, and we didn't do so in time for Alma to still be there, so we're piecing it together. But the point is this: we will have, with this resolution, 2 new accounts at Prosperity Bank, so the money is deposited there as it has been for years, but we will be on that account. Up until this action, which hopefully we approve here, we were not on any signing on any of the accounts, Prosperity or with the investment company. We were under the county's umbrella. And there were some deficiencies in that I saw and found agreement with other people that we need to be on those accounts in our name, and the county treasurer is just an authorized signer so that she can move money in and out as is necessary to meet debt obligations, INS funds, et cetera. So this resolution will accomplish that. It meets what Prosperity wants. It assesses responsibility for county treasurer to be a signer, Janine to be a signer, and in her absence or inability or just moving the job down the line, Vicki will be the primary signer. So that's the whole resolution and its purpose. Any questions of me?
And to move the money requires only one signature.
Here, only one signature. It requires both the county and one of us.
Okay, that was the question we had. when this was
Okay,
brought
thank you.
before.
I knew
So
there was
it's-
one that I
Right.
didn't think of.
We didn't know if it was just the county treasurer could do it, or we could, or, but it has to be both.
Well, under the previous situation, we didn't sign on anything, so it did require the county treasurer.
Right.
And we'd like to
Now then
have,
we have our signature.
we will have when this account is open.
Okay.
Accounts are open.
Okay,
And everyone's bonded
oh, yeah.
in case something happens?
You know, I don't know the answer to that, Martin. I presume that because we've signed on other accounts, that Janine and Vicki would be
Your
bonded.
executive, it should be,
The what?
your executive director is bonded. Your commission are not able to, but the actual staff below you is.
Yeah, the people that are signing are the ones that are bonded, and how much it would be the bond?
Off the top of my head, I can't give you anything.
I hope it is enough to cover in case something happens.
There's only $10 million in the account.
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take an arm and a leg.
Firstborn?
Well, that's a question that Janine does need to answer for us, just see what the bonding requirements
Yeah.
are.
Thank you.
Okay,
I've got a couple of questions.
I was just gonna ask, yes, go ahead.
This looks like we're opening up checking accounts under this.
Well, it's an interest-bearing account. I don't think it's not a transaction account per se, but when funds are transferred from these accounts to us, it will be by way of a check or a cashier's check or something
So a
along those lines.
savings account.
Tommy, I don't know the answer to that. It's just going to be a bank account with Prosperity, as it always has been. What it's kept under, I do not know the answer to that.
Okay, because you've got obviously two different things, and that makes sense. And then, but the way number 4 reads is that the funds in those investment accounts are gonna be put into these new accounts, which the way I read it takes it out of there. And I'm looking at Jerry because he can certainly guide it a little better than I can, but.
May I answer that, Jerry? Yes, please. That much I do know. There are a few dollars remaining in the investment accounts at the state level because they're continually deposited in there as the tax office puts money in it. We're going to close those accounts once these new accounts at Prosperity get open. Whether we reuse those accounts as investment accounts is always there, but we're going to sever the situation where only the county treasurer signs on things now.
So that's the goal with this, that it'll require 2 signatures in order to
And
move
that,
it.
yeah, that's all great, and I know why we're doing it now, which is fine. It's just, this reads a little confusing, and we don't know what those accounts are. But it sounds like the thing to do when we get tax money, or do we deposit our operation funds, or is this all tax money?
This is all and only tax money.
Okay. And so, and then comment on number 4 on that, because it says we're gonna transfer the funds
Well,
to these accounts.
Well, that's why I'm explaining, there remains some money in Austin, in those investment accounts. We closed them down to a nominal amount so that the end of month monies in May went there as normal, and then when we open these accounts, they will be, the Austin accounts will be closed, and the funds will go directly to Prosperity Bank from the tax office.
Jack, I think I'm kind of getting in track with Tommy's question, and that is, what was the source of the funds that are currently in the state investment accounts?
They're all
How did that money get in there? Those are direct tax deposits?
correct.
Yeah.
It's all,
The county treasurer receives those funds and then moves them to the investment accounts.
Good, yeah.
so the county treasurer then will still receive the funds and then transfer them to these new accounts.
Correct.
Right, so as those funds are sitting in the investment accounts, they still have the character of being a tax account under the control of the treasurer.
Yes, exactly. That didn't change. The only thing was is Alma was replaced by Ms. Burton.
There's a process there, and I know you're familiar with, where the treasurer receives all your tax income, deposits it in an account. You can draw money out of that account through warrants, or you might refer to them as checks on the treasurer, but while those funds are still in the treasurer's hand, they're still legally qualified as a tax account.
Okay.
So here, it's still quote tax money while it's in the hands of the treasurer. Whether she's depositing in a local bank or in the quote investment accounts. So that's not changing that character. What we're doing here doesn't change that characterization.
As a matter of fact, the accounts that have existed for years at Prosperity Bank are the same today as they were 10 years ago. Same account number, same everything. It's just that we're seeking to get ability to draw on those funds as we need and control our own destiny.
So those would be called deposit accounts, I would think.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we have our investment accounts.
Correct.
Okay, and that makes all the sense in the world. We're opening new deposit accounts, and then those money will be moved accordingly between investment accounts and that. But once again, number 4 says the funds in those investment accounts are going to be put into these accounts, is what it looks like to me.
Well, that's actually a true statement. There remains a few dollars in the investment accounts under the county's umbrella. It does not have navigation district on it, and the remainder of that will be transferred into these accounts.
Well, what about all the big money in those accounts?
The big money is already in Prosperity Bank, having
already
been
transferred
closed
that.
down. Basically, Alma left $20 to $30 in the account when we
Keep it
moved
alive.
the balance of it to Prosperity Bank.
Okay.
Just to keep it alive.
Yes.
And Jerry, is that clear enough in this resolution?
I believe so.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
And the most important thing is does the treasurer and the bank think so?
Yes.
Right, the treasurer, and then we're back
Yes,
up.
we are trying to make Prosperity Bank happy here. That is the goal, correct?
Correct.
Can we get a toaster or something?
Oh, by the way, just a little footnote. The INS account will pay off, I believe, in February of next year.
Right.
So that, what we're doing today, that account will be closed because there won't be any other INS tax money collected.
For those who don't know, that means our bond money, the bonds we have that are outstanding.
INS is Interest in Sinking Fund, by the way. We use a lot of abbreviations in bank terminology. Actually, I think I can make the motion.
You can make the
motion.
motion, yes.
I make the motion that we approve version 2, what Jerry's proposed in the resolution, and that the 2 accounts presently at Prosperity Bank be closed and the money opened into 2 new accounts with our partial control.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Real quick, can we change that to say deposit accounts?
Well, but that's
To
what it is.
clarify the top ones, I mean, it just says accounts.
Well, Tommy, in bank terminology, a deposit account is any account in which you put money in.
right?
So it's not incorrect, but if you want something different, just, you know.
How do you clarify that? I mean, it's not a checking account, right?
No, we don't, well,
There will be checks written on them, but it's not, our normal daily checks will not come out of these accounts.
it would probably be a cashier's check, but it's still a deposit account.
But we have our operations account that we write checks out of all the time.
Okay, let me-
How do we differentiate?
Well, first off, right now, all of the deposit accounts, other than these two, are at American Bank, soon to become Prosperity Bank in September or October of this year.
To confuse me even more.
Well,
No, I understand, I know.
The only accounts that we have at Prosperity presently, under the structure of Prosperity by American, are these two tax accounts. The balance of those, and there are probably 6 at American Bank with a variety of dollars in it.
And they're tax accounts, because it says they're tax accounts.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
And they're backed by pledge agreements of 102% of whatever is in there. I've got those reports with me this morning, too.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
All in
so we have a motion, and we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. So we can move on now.
Moving right along.
Yes. Item 6, consider possibly approve a proposed planting projects by Creative Ecological Solutions LLC to plant suitable native plants bayward and landward of the new erosion protection wall along the south shoreline of Little Bay. The proposed planting projects would be to provide additional shoreline protection consistent with wall installation plans and nationwide permit 13 of the USACE.
Okay, at the last meeting, we did approve this project, but there's been a few changes since then. We got word from Mrs. Potts-Marlock, there's permitting that was required to transfer. So I'm going to let Charlie explain where we're at. And
Okay.
his team also provided a plan of exactly where the plants are going. So that's within your packet as well.
Okay. Charlie, would you please?
Well, at the last meeting, y'all approved the planting proposal that I submitted with 2 conditions. One, that I split the proposals into 2, one for each section, in compliance with Corps of Engineers permit for separate and complete projects. And the second condition was that Tommy and I get together, go out and decide where to have planting and where not to have planting. And did you,
Yes, they have that.
y'all have, oh, cool. All right. We did that last week, and Laura Fox helped make this map that y'all have. Tommy and I came to, so I thought that it was a mistake to have 0 planting in the areas where there's heavy access, for kayaks and so forth. And so we agreed that at least I can put some there. So, because if you don't, those areas that are not planted on the bayward side and even on the landward side are going to be exposed to high tides, strong winds at some time, during the winter at least. So that bulkhead, it will be vulnerable to under scour.
Right.
With vegetation. It may take 2 years, 5 years, 10 years if you just put 1 6-inch plug. But anyway, the descriptions here are dense.
I see it. And sparse.
Very dense, sparse, and
Very
so forth.
sparse.
And they're described as to how many
I mean, it's
plugs.
sparse to moderate.
Yeah. So anyway, this gives me if y'all approve it, this gives me the information that I need to split the proposal in 2
Right.
and resubmit it as Jerry requested. So secondly, apparently Texas Parks and Wildlife watched the meeting last week. They may be watching right now. And they called me. Yeah. They called me and said, you will need a Texas Parks and Wildlife permit because several reasons, but the state claims jurisdiction over waters differently and with different agencies. The general land office stops at the mean high tide line as far as their control. The Parks and Wildlife uses waters of the state of Texas. And the definition of that, apparently I've misunderstood it for 50 years. But regardless, they were very nice, and I'm helping Derek do something, and we got the permit worked out in like a week or two with Parks and Wildlife on a Packery Channel project.
Okay.
So they asked that I submit an application and provide all the information necessary to get a Parks and Wildlife permit before we start the planting. So,
How long do you think that will take?
well, 30 days.
30 days?
If you give approval, I have sent an email
No,
to.
I mean, how long to get the approval? How long for the permit process?
It can be extended. The answer to your question is, I have to state when we're going to do the planting, when we'll start, when we will stop. And so if things change, it can be extended, so it's a few weeks is how long it lasts.
Okay,
Take less than 30 days to receive once the application's complete.
okay.
And then it's valid for up to whatever I ask for, reasonably a month, 4 weeks or so. So, but I had sent Janine an email that the additional work for that, the other, which I had approved at the last meeting, was $5,100. And I submitted an email to Janine and Tommy that it would ask for 1,000 more to do everything necessary to get that permit.
Okay, and that's the request before us today, for the additional $1,000, okay.
Yeah.
What's the status of the washout along that new bulkhead?
We pulled some material in before July 4th, and we need to go back and have a look and see behind one of the statues and just assess exactly what's needed.
Do you have this where you can put up? Planning. I saw a document that pushed the project up to the 40 grand range. Is that?
No, that was Laura made a mistake.
Oh,
She pulled
thank
from, well, somehow it showed up from, no, that was totally unrelated. She sent you a follow-up email if that was a
I
mistake.
missed that one. Do we have a pointer?
What do you
Is there
need?
a pointer going here?
What's the point of this?
I'll just do it by hand. Now, the engineers put this spar stuff, the salesman had the little areas where we're gonna put it, so I wanna explain it so the public can know, because access is really important. On the dense part, we're gonna put it where it's unused and gives us protection to protect the asset right here. These are all benches right here, and so this is sparse. And then right here is some vegetation and some trash cans and signage. So we thought we'd put its in right there, and then the same thing, they're getting ready to put natural vegetation in around the statues, the granite statues and roses, and then do the same thing here. So leaving the access open with sparse, and then we have existing seagrasses here, and it'll do basically the same thing. The other thing we're gonna propose is, and I had asked Keith to try to do this for a long time, is put about a 4-foot unmowed buffer from the edge of the breakwater back to discourage use of these that aren't traditionally used. When putting the sparse grass in, and then the grass that will grow from those protected areas will spread out and do some protection, and then what hopefully we're gonna end up, correct me if we're wrong, trails for access to go through that sparse stuff. So just trying to get it going, and we're gonna block the areas that are typically unused and get as much grass growing there as we can. And then,
I think we all understood that. Thank you, Charlie. We just need, all we need now is an approval of an additional $1,000.
Yep.
And otherwise, it's.
not 40.
No, that's,
Yes, that was an eye-opening amount. Okay, do we have a motion?
oh.
Yes, we need an additional $1,000 on that project.
So that's all we're motioning is the $1,000 addition?
Yes.
Already approved. I'll make the motion to approve another $1,000.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Belair, Charlie
Awesome job,
Belair.
Charlie. You couldn't do it without.
Okay. Item 7, discussion of possible action to approve and adopt the ACND harbor regulations governing the operation and use of district harbor facilities. This was, we
All right.
had a first look at this 2 weeks ago.
Larry's got some words for us.
Yeah, but I'm not ready on that.
We're not quite ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm expecting,
It is
Larry's
on.
still waiting on it.
I'm expecting.
Oh, it's my computer.
Please silence your phones. I'm sorry.
Jane and Adam and I will probably meet on Friday to go over the final.
So you're going to meet on
version
Friday
of
and go,
that this Friday.
so the
You'll need
next,
to unlock your iPhone first.
What?
what?
What'd you do? So you'll be ready for August 3rd?
It'll be ready for August 3rd. If any of you have got any feedback from us, because we gave you a look,
We got it.
let us know. So we'd appreciate that, but we start on Friday, we just got the final review, and then, yes.
Okay.
Good deal.
So
Pass it.
far, they look good.
There's a lot, and once again, I commend y'all for the effort and pushing through it. One of the big things that's missing is sanitary sewer,
Okay.
and I haven't been able to look into it to find out what it should say, but we'll have some time to help if we need it. And basically, you have on a vessel, you have a head or toilet and a holding tank, and holding tanks can be open or they can be closed. When you're offshore, you leave them open, you don't fill it up. In the harbors, you need to have them where some places have them locked.
Okay.
I mean, you have to have a lock and you have to pass inspection, but I don't have any detail for you on that, but that's one big thing that I see missing.
So I'm just clarifying, you would want those facilities actually locked while they're in harbor?
I think that's the way it's done,
Okay.
okay? Mine don't even go out to the ocean, so I don't have the
No, I just
practical.
want to clarify exactly what
Yeah.
you're wanting.
Good, let's look into it.
So it's
So
not
we'll
fish
look
food no more?
into it and help along those lines. On the liveaboards and the air conditioning, you come up with $100. Is that based on anything? Is that?
Right now, it's just an amount that we've had. We've actually got looking at actual figures and how much vessels are going to be utilizing. We're looking at the details for that.
Right.
We've got some plans for that. We just want to get these harbor regulations in, and then when it comes to the actual the rates and setting those rates, those will come into those rates. So that's what we're
Right.
slowly starting to work on.
And you'll have kind of a different class of vessel there
Yeah, yes, sir.
that has it or doesn't have it.
Yes, sir.
And y'all know where you're gonna get that analysis of how much a typical marine.
We'll have somebody policing that or what?
Okay.
Well, that's
Yeah, you have to.
that's part of the detail. It's
Okay.
part of the detail, and we're gonna be leaving those details before when we get to the actual rates and setting those rates and getting those proposed. Right now, we just need the actual regulations and the lease documentation. That's the foundation right now. The rates are gonna come in straight once we've got the stuff approved.
Mr. Benjamin?
Well, while we're on that subject, liveaboards, one topic we've talked about before is whether or not you want to now go to a firm policy of no liveaboards within the harbor except for perhaps transit vehicles, that is,
Right.
people, somebody, large vessels coming through, they're not moored in your harbor temporarily, and they may be in a situation where that is their living quarters. That's an exception, but otherwise, for your regular tenants, we've had a policy at one point where liveaboards was supposedly excluded, but then we continued to have some, and I think we need a real definite decision from the commission are we going to allow them at all? Or is the rule as simple as no liveaboards?
Okay. We've been inching towards that by having a moratorium on them, correct? How many liveaboards do we have now?
We've got a handful. No,
Just a
it's not
handful?
yet. We've not bought any allowed any official liveaboards in a long while, because we've had the moratorium in place. But we do have individuals who will push the boundaries.
Yes, they do.
another-
Could this be considered real estate negotiations? Lawyer Jerry?
Well, it can be considered legal, if you're talking about having a closed session discussion on that, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, you can discuss the terms of these rules with your lawyer.
Okay.
The other question I have is, do we need to define transient as the length of time that you can be there as a transient?
Yes,
We have some definition within the system right now.
But you don't know what it is?
Off the top of my head, I don't deal with it every day. I will get those dates. I've got 30 and 90, there's a couple, and 10.
Okay.
But I do not want to go and miscue this.
No.
the transient comes in, gets a transient permit, which is a temporary permission. I thought it was only maybe 30
There's
days.
different levels depending on where,
Yeah.
how you come into the harbour. If you're
Right.
only coming in for a couple of days, it's one rule. If you're going to be coming in within maybe between 30 and 90, it's another. We've got another set date. So there's different levels. There's different definitions of that. So.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. So we got a sailboat or a boat comes in on Friday afternoon, evening, docks here, over there, or Cove Harbor, whichever harbor it is, and he leaves Sunday. Who documented that boat?
True
Who was able to document that boat was here, and who's the one that's gonna go?
What should happen is they should phone into the office and say.
I like that, should,
Should.
but it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. That's where our guys come into place, and our guys will be checking the harbours to make sure if there is a unauthorised mooring, and then they will call us to say we've got somebody who does not belong, and we'll deal with the situation accordingly.
Okay. So basically our crew, and every morning they do a check.
Our crews check the harbours, even our account staff when they drive through the harbour, everybody scan and see if there's something that does not belong. So but our crew check every morning.
Well, your transient slips are also designated, right?
Yes. We've got this.
Come on.
No, that's true.
It's designated, but it's open out there. Anybody can park anywhere during the weekend and then when they go.
We do have designated transient slips, and those transients who do phone in, they get those slips. But we do get people that do come in and do push boundaries, and that's where our crew comes in.
We're not talking about the honest people, we're talking about the dishonest people.
Yes. Well, this is where the harbour regulations are going to try and help us.
We're trying to tighten those.
Try to make a clear distinction between transients and trespassers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is why the harbour regulations.
That's a good
is well
description,
when
Gary.
putting them in.
Okay.
The Parks and Wildlife will have a number or definition, I would think, on transients, and the reason we have dedicated transient docks is because when they help with funding under these boater infrastructure grants, that money is transferred from the federal government by people that pay taxes on big boat stuff. And so that's how they did it. When I went back and met with them a while back, I got a new lesson on that. So that's why you have them, and you should have some good information there. Is it y'all's opinion that we implement this and change it, or do we get it to a much better form and then approve it?
We want to get the harbour regulations in as soon as we can, but we also know that we've got to get the documentation behind it right, and that's what we do.
That's what they're doing.
Jerry's asked for a little more time. I'm
Me
willing
too.
to stand. Yeah.
Can we set policy to immediately address some of the big problems that they're having?
you can adopt policy today to guide us in drafting more particular the regulations and rules, and that's what you mean.
She needs trying to get support to give her some and if we,
Well, we'll do
Hold it off,
that when we
doesn't have that, but
vote
if
on
we
the
set
final
it-
form.
if we set a specific policy,
That's what we'll do when
Today.
we vote on it.
right, but we've got a long way to go with this to make it a solid document. Jerry agrees, I think I just heard, and I agree as well.
I agree.
Long City
Okay.
did.
Um,
So,
Any additional questions?
do we put it off?
Put it on.
Yep.
We just,
We need to put it off.
postpone it.
Yeah,
pass
postpone
it.
it to
Well,
the,
well, let me address this. Tommy is, I think, suggesting that if there are a few key points that he thinks would be good to give us more definitive guidance, y'all can make that decision today and say, as a policy matter, we want you to take this approach. Is that
And that would be added, but if you got problem tenants, and I'm talking about giving her a policy right now, that says the board sets this policy, and you're out if you don't solve it.
Is there anything you need us to say something about right now?
Tommy, let me comment there that I think trying to set a very specific rule may interfere with our trying to make a totally coordinated document as compared to setting just a general policy. If you want to give us some general policy guidance, then that's sort of like a cloud, we can work under that.
So it sounds like we need to postpone it, do some more work.
We've
Right.
got,
And that's what we just
What he
said.
said at the beginning of it.
That's what we already said.
What I'm hearing is that if those of us who have that kind of knowledge want something in there, that we give that to either Jerry or Janine or both and have them consider incorporating it.
Did I miss it? Did you wanted to approve this on August 3rd?
I was hoping to get
Move
it through today, but there's gonna be a delay.
You
So
mentioned
I can-
August 3rd,
I can,
yeah.
we're happy to get it through.
That's,
officially.
August 3rd is the goal.
And I will focus on it, I've got some
Yeah.
time.
Well, and keep in
I
mind
think you were missing that meeting,
that this is a process
last meeting.
that we will have, that this will begin a process. When you approve this new set of regulations, we'll call
You
rules,
were on vacation or something.
and a new form of the lease, going to have to do
Right.
to coordinate. Then we will go through the process of changing the lease form for everybody in the harbor, and that involves the process of actually sending out a notice of termination of the existing lease and requiring people to execute a new lease.
Right.
That always takes some time, and we have to do that.
Okay. Do we need a motion to postpone
I don't think we do we?
You don't have to, but you're welcome to.
without objection?
We just postpone without objection.
a motion to the postpone.
Good work, team.
Okay.
Martin showed me what I missed in the July 6th meeting,
Oh,
and second paragraph makes me ask this
I will
question.
get it.
How do we know that when somebody shows up and wants to rent a transient slip, they in fact own the vessel that they're
Because
proposing?
we check there's a TX number or a Coast Guard number, there's actual numbers registered on the boat, and we can actually look at those numbers. And if that person's name is not the registered owner, we know there's something wrong.
You got access to that in the computer?
Yes, we can check, we can actually, regarding TX, it's actually pretty easy. Regarding Coast Guard, we can pull a report to actually check who is the registered owner. So we do know, as soon as they dock, who that vessel belongs to.
okay.
So majority of, not majority, some of those boats coming in, like Saturday afternoon, evening, and I usually give them the number to call, but there's no one there to answer the phone.
What, here in the office?
Yeah.
There's a number.
There's Adam is normally available on the weekends for true
Not
transients.
not now, but
Yeah.
like back then, y'all don't have any phone number, no one to answer the phone.
Adam, is now we've got somebody, staff members.
It's always the
who are-
superintendent.
Either we've got,
When you call in, it gives you a number.
we've got staff to deal with the true transients, and then our actual crew have got facilities on board. If somebody does come in, they can actually, they've got a form, and they can take, I think it's $30 a night, and they can actually deal with that as well. We've got those plans in place.
Okay.
So preferably, we wanted it done this meeting. It is what it is. I'm more than willing to get it done August 3rd. The harbor regulations, that's gonna be the main driving force behind this all, and then we get our lease documentation ready and with policy, and then the harbor regulations are gonna be the document that's gonna be changing when and if required, and hopefully everything else can.
And right now, y'all aren't limited to, you can go to anybody that
Yes,
slipped in. 'Cause
we've already
our guys
started-
cover the docks every
Yeah.
day. You know when somebody's coming
Yeah,
in.
we've
so.
already started working with the elements that are giving us a little bit of issues. We've already started.
Crack 'em. Cool.
Good,
Good work.
very good. Okay, moving on. Item 8, review, deliberation, possible approval of environmental and geotechnical services proposal for Rockport Harborfront property north of Market Street and east of Water Street. And that is, it's my name on it, but I believe that is going to be Mr. Green, Wade Green, who is our real estate consultant.
Wade, I was able to get most of the information you sent yesterday printed. It's only one of the bigger reports that I was not able.
Yeah, they only need a page really off of that one.
Okay.
Can you pull that?
Morning, Wade.
Hey, good morning, how are y'all?
Good, how are
See
you?
y'all again, everybody's here.
Okay, introduce yourself to people at home.
Oh, yeah, I'm Wade Green, I'm the real estate consultant, project manager for the district and have been since 2018. And here to talk about the Rockport Harbor environmental and geotechnical reports that we had requests for proposal out and wanted to just go over some of those results, let you know where we are and get your input before we take it to the next step. So, shouldn't
Okay.
take too long. So in the 2016 report, the Terracon
That
Geotech,
That one?
yeah, I believe it's page 25. This is just going to give us a reference of what geotech has been done by Terracon. And this was done in 2016 to literally just get data on what was the marina footprint, which is this track, and then obviously this emerged. And this, the red are the board sites that were taken at this time. Can you go to, the dilemma from here, what we asked, if you go to the next to the report 1 in the Terracon,
Proposal number 1.
in 12, page 12, should be the last page. Terracon came back, and I gave, the scope of work was basically wrapped around the fact that we don't have a current development plan, but what we're trying to do is go through discovery to determine what is feasible to develop, what's feasible to develop, because we've gotten some good data from the track next to it, and we've got some preliminary data here from this track that indicate that certain uses may be prohibited, certain development structures may be prohibited based on primarily cost. And so this is the first proposal that Terracon came back. And I thought it was a little overkill for where we are.
Right.
They just, I believe there are 15 borings and there weren't as many of depth that I thought was probably necessary. If you go to the number 2 proposal for Terracon, when I asked them to rephrase the kind of what our purpose was, where we were going with it, they agreed, it's the last page again, 12, I think. They came back and suggested a smaller sample, and we're going to go over the numbers here in just a minute, but this gives you a reference of kind of where we were here, and then what, and to the extent. Now, I'm going to go back to them. I'm recommending we go back to Terracon and have one more conversation about whether about this. If you go to the PDF spreadsheet that's in there,
Is the overall one?
and it was just kind, didn't have a folder, it was just,
Yeah,
yeah, take your time, and it was,
that one?
ACND, let's pop it up and see. Here we go.
Ah.
You can blow that up a touch.
Blow it up.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, that's,
Coach and
So, this gives you an idea, back when we go through all the proposals, you guys have copies of the proposals, if you want to review them, let me know if you have any questions.
do we have that in our packet?
I don't think we've got that one.
We don't have that, okay.
She didn't print it, it's
Right,
96
okay.
pages.
She didn't see
I
that.
know.
Second proposal is
We do
here.
have some.
The first proposal is here. MEG, which is Millennial Engineers, vote, and then Terracon did not propose environmental.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Terracon did not propose, as you see, environmental.
Environmental, okay.
And they did on the geotech. MEG did both.
Okay, there was a screen over here.
Difference in the cost, it stands out quite a bit. MEG proposed 9 borings, none of them as deep, as you can see. So I've asked them to consider, but at the same time, this is the more economical way to go. LGA came in late, they proposed environmental, that's what they do. And then they proposed the Terracon proposal, and to manage it, then they tacked on 31% for project fees and oversight, et cetera, which I think is a little abusive also. And this metric at the bottom just gives you an idea, it's just a metric of what the cost per bore site per each of the proposals is. Not necessarily suggesting that that's, you should go low or go high, but this, I think, is, in this number, some of this number was baked in to get to that per site. So, in this particular case, I think it's worth some combination probably of MEG, and butt down the boring sites.
So let-
Somewhere between 5 and 15.
So on the bore sides, and then the bottom, you've got 1,000, let's just say versus the MEG, you got 1,063. Is that for all 9 of them, or?
That's for 9 sites, that's per site.
Per site, that's per.
Per bore. Yeah, and then you see that variance in depth, though, I mean, so when I went back to Terracon and I said, do we need 15? They went, no, we probably don't need 15 now, and they were reminded of the scope, of what we were trying to do.
So those-
They came back with fewer but deeper.
So those numbers that are in parentheses are different depths?
Those are on the left, those are the number, and then within the parentheses, the depths.
The depth of
That's,
50
yes.
The depth of 50.
Yeah, the number on the left is obviously the number of sites that they
That's
propose to
correct.
bore.
And then the number on the right is just give you an idea about the bore depths. And so I think we've got a little bit more conversation. We can limit it down to a couple of participants, and just go to final proposals, where these guys should be able to do it, get everything knocked out this week.
Are you concerned about the 30-foot depth, or is that sufficient for our use at this point?
Well, I'm a little concerned that we've got to go, that we should probably go deeper. Specifically, we're going to go, as Terracon proposed, and what we talked about was maybe we should go deeper, since we do know next door that they're talking about minimums of 70, which I think are going to be, in many cases around the site, are going to probably, could be more depth than
How much
70.
dirt was put on there from the canals that was placed on there? That's where all the sludge was put.
Yeah, there's,
So how
yeah.
much, do you have 30 foot already on there, 20 foot, you're just going down? You gotta go down to the root.
I bet 6 to 8 feet is my guess, just
You
from
think so?
watching it. Yeah.
I thought it was more than that.
That's as recently though, right?
Yeah, when we
I
dredged
think there was
that.
more than
Yeah.
that
Sold
when
a
it first
lot of
started.
it.
But it was,
It sold a lot of that dirt.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember seeing those trucks.
The art center ended up with 90, 100 foot meters.
Yeah. And they're obviously
Off the
Yeah.
beat.
So I think that, and this is where, we don't have a plan yet, but I think it's good to take a look at this before we start having some sort of grandiose plan like our neighbors. And where it doesn't, you're not taking a look at it based on what we can versus what we or should build there.
So, based on, let's go back to the environmental, which is, you only have that, you have from Meg
We
and
got-
also LJA. Can we separate that out and have that done separately? Can we make
Yes.
a decision on that?
Yes,
Okay.
we can. Unless I know you guys are developing a relationship with LJA. Even in their environmental side, there's additional fees that may be put into that number.
Okay, so that number is going to be higher from LJA?
From
than
an
what we said
environmental
there.
perspective, at this point, unless somebody has an objection, it's
Okay.
probably,
Meg-
I'd probably go with
Meg's
Meg.
With
looking
Meg.
real good.
How
Yeah,
far down you see the art center window?
At least 80
Nine.
plus.
80 or
I think
90
they were
feet.
100.
Could have gone, I thought, yeah.
It was tough. Donations got them through, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
There's people
I don't
raise
think we can
money.
count on donations here.
No, I agree.
So, any questions about this? Everybody okay with trying to wrap this?
So
up?
what do you want? You want to go back to Terracon and have some more discussion with them?
I'm going
is
to go
what
back
I'm
to
hearing?
Terracon and Meg. I've got one more open conversation with Meg to kind of see what they're saying.
So-
I don't disagree with the number of sites. They've got 9 sites. It's a question of going back and getting their input, which I've requested on the depth. And
Okay.
that, and that kind
Yeah,
of
that's-
where and that kind of thing.
They're fully qualified. They're qualified to do this.
Mhm.
Let me ask you a question. Why are the other 3 not charging for project fees and LJA is?
That's a question for LJA. I think.
I mean, he's the one that looked, I mean, look for it.
Yeah, there's no,
They're
I
just
don't,
marking up what they're.
I don't know how they're trying to position themselves there, but it's not,
So
even
it's
if there was
something-
something there, it seems a little bit, it's not really,
Unnecessary.
I don't see that there's all that value at this stage. I mean, if we need additional engineering, I think we, obviously at that point, we can,
Sure.
but, I mean, I can't see how much, any deeper of recommend, I don't know, it's a lot of fluff.
So Terracon is who we used previously.
Terracon's what we used before. It's not necessary to use Terracon again. You might want to,
But were there any problems with him?
not that I'm aware of.
Well, we have it. They were hired by, who did the?
Atkins.
Atkins.
Atkins,
They were-
okay.
Yeah, we worked with them.
Atkins subbed to them
through
to
Atkins.
get that
Right.
report.
And Atkins is who, you want to explain? Atkins is the one who did, put together the previous plan that we had.
Yeah, the marina.
The marina.
We have
Bulkhead.
complete plans and
Right,
bid package on it.
yeah.
So
And Atkins was the
work,
engineer.
Lee.
Okay, good.
Any other
So we
questions?
want, at this point, what do you need from us?
I'd like a few more days to fine tune this specifically in the boring sites. If anybody
Okay.
has any other questions, please shoot them to me, whether it's either way, environmental or otherwise. If anybody wants to, I mean, I think it's probably a little, we need to get moving on it, or that's the sentiment I think we're working with. So
Okay.
I think we've got a pretty good sample here. I've also spoke with a few others that, in the process, but these are the ones that.
Jerry wants to bite your ear a little bit.
What's that?
Jerry wants to bite
Oh,
your ear a
please, I'm
little bit.
sorry, Jerry.
Wayne, what do we learn from the study on the mass side about the depth that you need to go here?
That 80 is what they're saying minimum, but they don't know yet that they'll need additional engineering work too. And I think that was a problem that the RCA got into, was they started construction with what engineering they had, and they pretty quickly found out that they needed to stabilize the dirt additionally with some.
Okay.
All right, so if the adjoining property indicates going down 80 feet, do they need to go to 80 to get the information they needed, or that's just as deep as they went?
I had to pull back their report. My guess is they didn't. They were making assumptions at that point based on the data that they got from probably 50 foot, but I'll go back and
Okay.
get that answer. But I just, not off the top of my head,
That's what I remember from discussions.
So when they're gonna bore the holes, it's 50, Is that gonna be the bottom of that channels down or the top of the existing ground down to 80 feet?
I need surface
From
down.
surface, I think.
Just
But-
let them know.
Yeah.
That's consideration.
Yeah, and they're hitting, in the report next door, and I'm trying to go back to ours, I mean, you hit water obviously pretty
Yeah.
shallow.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
That's
3
in
feet.
Key Largo, I did one in Key Largo a while back, it took 52 feet to hit the solid.
Did
And
it?
I put in 48 piping at 52 feet by 32 inches down.
Wait, you know how much that costs?
So you don't wanna know.
No, I'm just saying we know. I mean,
The whole slab and the foundation is about 400 yards.
My general impression from reading the report on the Bass property was that they need to explore additionally to determine not just what it would take for, they got a pretty extensive, dense project. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, it's not low density at all. I mean, what they propose for us. But it's a very high-density project. I think that their site work is going to be incredibly expensive. There have been discussions kind of outside of their group trying to taking a look at it. I think inside of their camp that it may be some of the costs may be prohibitive. It is also pushing their economics to mandate things like tours. They're trying to start a nonprofit. They're trying to get grants. And so they're seeing that I believe that they're seeing the economics on that project don't make sense without those incentives. And that's tough to make a project work. Especially in this environment, when these projects take a long time, and they're real intensive as far as site work goes, you have and then you have the funding of the tours, which if you're depending on that could go out. You know, it could take a while for those funds to be available. And so they're gonna have to capitalize, or we would anyway, long before those kinds of incentives come in.
Let me suggest we're outside the agenda.
Yep, thinking the
I'm
same
sorry,
thing.
say that.
We're outside the agenda on that topic.
Yeah, that was just a
Yes.
comparison to the,
Yes.
sorry about that.
Yeah, he was asking
Trying
the
to get an
question.
idea.
Okay. All right, so then without objection, we will also postpone this item.
Postpone and proceed.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Good, we're looking
you.
forward to that.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you.
We need to prove anything there?
No, we're going to postpone it. He wants to have some additional
Get a little more detail.
discussions.
Okay.
And, all right, we are at the end of our scheduled items. We are now at the Executive Director's Report, updates on projects and happenings on ACND properties, which may include, but not be limited to, construction, improvements and conditions at Rockport Harbor, Cove Harbor, Fulton Harbor, and the festival grounds, Rockport Beach, Little Bay, public restrooms, other ACND properties and projects, status of grants, and issues with existing leases.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you cover all of those?
We have the 4th of July weekend review.
Okay.
Okay, we had a pretty busy weekend, as you will find out. Those are numbers for 4th of July, 2026. We had, the numbers that take us through from the Thursday through to the Sunday. We only took a total of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's numbers, and we had 6,087 vehicles come through our gates on that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Estimated visitors, 24,348 people. That is taking, assuming that each vehicle's got 4 people. Pretty simple numbers. Now, on the actual 4th of July, which is, was the Saturday, we had 3,218 vehicles come through, and that's a number of 12,876 estimated people on that beach, on that, from 6, the numbers range from 6 a.m. in the morning through to 7 p.m. in the evening. That was a lot.
And that does not count the evening.
No, that does not. We stopped counting at 7 p.m. that night.
Okay.
Why do you have a wide range from 2016, 2026 to 2015?
2020 was mandated, we had to close, that was COVID. apparently 3 days before the 4th of July weekend, the state closed us down.
You don't have 2025 up there?
What we wanted to compare is the actual 4th of July falling on a Saturday.
Oh.
That's what we wanted to try.
So
and-
that's the last time that we
Yes.
had the 4th of July was on a Saturday.
And that's the last time we had one booth operating at that time. And we had people walking the lines, and they pulled through 14,000 people at that point. That was the only Saturday that, that we could compare to.
And there's a big difference, it really is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
So we
It's
had,
almost double, but 2 booths, yes. So it was, as you can tell by those numbers, we had, if you look at the daily booths are people that come in and buy a $10 daily. And we had vehicles, 1,859 vehicles came through and bought a daily ticket. That estimate visitors 7,400. The actual annuals that were bought at the booth, so that's your $50 ticket on that 4th of July was 65 vehicles, and that gives us about 260 people. The actual visitors that came through our booth, so everybody's got a pass on their vehicle, and they get clicked in. So everybody, we had 1,294 people. Vehicles come through, and that's a number of just over 5,000 people.
so looking at this, we actually had more vehicles in 2015 than we did this year. We had 3598 in the 2015, and we had 3218.
Well, plus there's 250 years anniversary, so I'll make a difference.
No,
Yeah,
but
it makes a difference.
this is smaller this year.
So let me ask you,
But we
That
had
total
two
is,
booths.
go back to the other side, it's 6,000
Yeah, 6,000.
and 26.
We had 2 booths operating in 2026 compared to what was operating. We had 1 booth operating in 2015. That's what you've got to remember is 2015 there was 1 booth open. They walked the line.
Yeah.
2026 we had 2 booths open, and those are the numbers that we're able to.
No, but that's 6,000 figures for all 3 days.
That's 6,000 figures for all 3 days. 4th of July, the actual number on that day was 3,218.
what's the total money?
No, that's vehicles.
Yeah, this is vehicles. I do not want to put,
The money. What they bring in? You don't want to give that to the public or what?
That's fine. I wasn't gonna make an assumption until I spoke to you. If you would like me to get the figures out, I will do that.
That's what we're here for,
So, that's
Show
fine.
me the
I will
money,
do that.
We want to know.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I
agree
think.
with you 100%.
Number
So
2, I have an answer, or I have a suggestion. Let's put it this
Can
way.
I answer?
No, go ahead.
Money,
No, I'm not talking
this-
about the money right now.
Okay, sure.
You told me you didn't have it, that's fine, we'll
No, I've
wait.
got it in my head. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
We came at roughly about 49,000 this year.
Thank you.
But that's a rough guess.
It's 40.
And
But
these,
that's not deducting the expenditures we had.
The
So we'll probably come
cleanliness-
down to about maybe 5,000.
We need to
More
run
than
those,
that.
we will run those numbers.
That's what we
eventually.
need.
the figures also, our attendants have clickers,
Yes.
but that doesn't mean they catch every vehicle.
We try and catch every vehicle that we possibly can. It is a manual. Do we need to get a line set up at 1 year? I think it's a very good idea to get a electronic
Right,
system in place, just so we definitely know.
That's my suggestion.
yeah.
Can we make the tickets, a bar scanning tickets on the ticket itself that has the window, hold on, before you answer,
Yeah.
hold on. On the window,
Yes.
have a bar scan, and have cameras set up before you get to the box to be able to click on them scanners. That eliminates the booth attendants from having to stop and look and stuff, because it's happened to me several times when I go by there. They stop me, even though I go through it almost every morning. Bar scan will scan it and beep, make a beep or something that it's coming through.
There is systems in place that you can do that. It's gonna cost, firstly, you've got a cost to it.
Oh, wow.
Secondly, your cameras outside the booths are gonna have to be kept in tip-top shape, which is kind of difficult here in this environment.
There's plenty of
that's
cameras
what-
that have that out there, okay?
So that's your considerations. one of the reasons why we actually do stop people is so we can actually see if there's any dogs coming in and anything else.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why we do try and stop people is to have a look.
They're gonna escape.
It's a consideration, yes.
That's gonna escape. It's just, to me, it's gonna cost, but it's more cost effective.
It's one of those considerations we need to look at.
Martin, won't a camera scanner only pick up the passes that are physically on the windshield? But if they just buy it at the booth, how will that pick up?
Well, you're gonna stop at the booth to buy a
Yes,
ticket
yeah,
to go in. I'm talking about the prepaid people.
Already have a pass?
Yes,
Okay.
instruct them when they picked up the pass, this is where you're gonna need to have it. And that way, we've got a camera set up, and you have those scanners, just like the Walmart deal. You have the beam scanner that shoots that scanner, and it reads it, and it's already taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, to me, it would save,
Good project for you to work on, Martin.
I don't have a problem working, but I can even put a scanner on your boat if you want people to come in.
We'll see how the technology works.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we need to check on a new IT guy. Go straight
Okay,
down.
let's not get into, that's off schedule.
I know it is, well, he brought it up, so I was
It's on
doing
the
it.
agenda.
It's not on the agenda.
I would like to thank all the staff that was actually made the 4th of July happen. And that's from, we had roughly about 38 people working over that weekend. And we had a huge turnout, a huge cleanup project. And that's not just on the beach, that's within our actual facilities. That's bathrooms throughout the harbors, that's trash. It is, yes, it was a huge effort, and I'd like to thank staff for that. And that ranges from all the guys that are cleaning the bathrooms all the way up to myself and the girls from the admin team.
They did a good job.
Yes, it was a
Oh,
great
good
event, you
job.
guys.
One of the other things that cost us money was law enforcement. Did you feel that they were an asset
They are an asset.
out here?
Yes.
Did they do what they're supposed to do?
Yes.
Okay.
They are an asset because just having their presence here and eliminates the urge to party a little bit harder.
Yeah.
There's a respect as well, and if we do, we have their support.
And I remind everybody that this event, which is the Window Foundation, brings the fireworks,
We
which
don't.
brings the people. The Art Festival, which is the Chamber of Commerce, brings the people. It's not our festival, but we
No, we know that.
we give them the shoreline and the water to enjoy themselves, and we haven't to come up with, this year was 7,000, and we're trying to get
They
10,000.
reduced, it was 6,000.
Well, they did, they went a
Yes,
couple
yes.
$100 now.
Yeah, they came down.
So-
The actual bill came through and was about 6, just under 6. So,
So it's costing us the money, and that needs to be deducted from the booth, so it keeps on depleting.
we still don't have the figures from the Art Center yet, how many people that they brought in, that still needs to come through. So our money that came through this weekend, that's still, still.
I think they need to pay part of it themselves, plus, when, I suggested the chairperson needs to check with the city and the county to figure out if the hotel motel tax can be used for next year's event.
Our interpretation is that the city can do that, but that would be, it's a legal issue. But it's worth, we need to check on
I
that.
think so, because it's on there. It's on the hotel motel tax for beach patrol and cleanup. Am I right, Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, anything else?
No, ma'am, we have had a little bit of vandalism again within our bathrooms.
Oh, gee.
They're never ending.
So it is never ending, hopefully. We have shut down a few bathrooms at the end of the night, and that's particularly the Rockland Harbour facility is shut down at night now to stop vandalism. We had a little bit of vandalism within the beach bathrooms, but it's just want to make you aware that
Dealing with bathrooms. Cove Harbor. I was there this Wednesday, and there was some guests that I had, we were taking them fishing. They went to the restrooms, and the men's restroom was a total mess. The men had to use the ladies' restroom because they couldn't use it, and it was a mess also. Now, before you answer, wait just a minute, I know how quick you are to answer stuff. I'm trying to get a solution here, okay? I understood by checking, I did a little bit of investigation myself, and a lot of those people that are using those bathrooms are the people that are staying at the yacht, whatever they call it, the wrecking yard or boat yard. They're coming over and using the bathrooms. And it's open 24 hours a day. Those restrooms aren't designated to be staying open 24 hours a
And
day.
that's what we're asking.
Just a minute. Just a minute. So my suggestion is, wouldn't it be good for y'all to lock them up at 5 o'clock and leave them locked up and open them up back at 6 o'clock or whenever the guys come in, just like a normal routine deal?
And that's one of the things we needed to take into consideration, because the Rockport public bathroom is shut at 11 o'clock at night. Do we want to go and shut those bathrooms at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whichever time works within?
Put a skip can out there.
To stop
When it's
people
locked.
from using the facilities.
Yeah,
It's
but
one of
you
the
lock it up
ways.
at 5 o'clock and just put a skittle can out there. Let them use the
There
skittle
you go,
can.
yeah. You have this, then what? You're gonna have to get one more person to go lock the door and open the skittle can?
Well, they have a routine deal
They're in
already.
a routine now.
Yeah.
It will, the times that we shut those restrooms will be worked into what schedules our guys have.
Sure.
So,
But what I'm saying is, you got a skittle can open 24/7.
Right.
There are people gonna use that, and then you have the restroom also. So you're gonna have to double pay for everything. It didn't matter what you do.
Well, that's
The
as
skittle
long as
can's
it's still open.
Skittle can, we don't,
This long. We don't need to have those bathrooms. Those are not, we
I
don't make them
understand
for the public. We're just giving them a convenience.
I understand that.
That's the city's problem, and we're giving that convenience to them. But they're not utilizing them correctly, so we can lock them up anytime we want.
Right,
So
understand
it's
that.
simple as that.
Janine, do you have a feeling whether it's boaters or trailer boat ramp users versus non-boat ramp users causing most of the problem?
it depends on the location.
So no.
And I think it's sometimes a combination of just disrespect of just general day-to-day users and disrespect from tenants to certain, if you're gonna call them tenants. And this is where we come into actual enforcement of how we're gonna move forward with that.
yeah. So you're gonna come back with a proposal for us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We love to see your ideas.
Okay.
All right,
All of
yes.
them, sir.
I have another addressing issue for you.
Yes, sir. That's all right.
Okay, same place,
Yes.
Cove Harbor. The docking system around the bulkhead there, around the bait stand that goes around, it's got the pipe, the aluminum pipe. There's a walkway that goes from the launch around the corner, makes the corner, and goes back up, and then goes upstairs, and then goes back downstairs, and so on. And in that area, okay, the first part that I noticed is you coming in straight from the launch ramp, walking the dock, not the cement, but on the dock, in the corner right there, you got about 4 boards that are down and need to be replaced. Okay, people have tripped and fallen there a couple of times.
Yes, sir.
Also, going down the strip, you have a bunch of nails that are sticking up, the nail heads are sticking up, the screws are sticking up, and people like us, we walk the harbors, we walk the piers, but you got people out of town that don't know how to walk the piers.
Oh, the same.
And they're gonna trip and they're gonna fall.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be
Okay.
part of our discussion in closed.
And then the other, we're talking about harbor
Is
executive
environmental
order.
safety report.
Yeah.
We're talking about this, so we're doing this. So, the other thing too is the rail that goes up and up, that thing is all loose already. So that needs to be replaced. So it needs, the whole place needs some attention, okay? That's all I'm asking, is to figure that out somehow.
Okay,
Let me make a comment on that. There are certain safety issues there that we are looking into and Janine's already working on.
yes.
And then maybe we just want to make sure we're not talking here about things that might relate to claims that,
Right.
And let me explain that. response to you
Yeah.
is, the reason I'm bringing this up, because we're on
Because you're
in
running
here,
for
there's
election.
people out there saying, y'all ain't doing nothing to
Yeah.
it, and it's not coming up. Well, yes, I am bringing it up. So now it's been said out here, so if y'all want to fix it, fix it. If you don't, I've already been told. Okay, you already been told?
Okay.
Thank you.
I would like to say that anytime that I have used any of the restrooms, they've been fine. They've been clean and good. So I don't use them frequently. No, I don't. But, you know, if we pull up for whatever reason and I need to go, I go.
The best thing to do is holidays, the holidays, like 4th of July weekend, shut down the restroom and use Skittle cans. If you don't want any problem with that,
Blow it
for
up.
all of it.
Okay. Do you have any other any other reports?
What I can say is our crew try incredibly hard with,
Your what?
our crew.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a problem with your crew. It's not your crew, it's the people on the outside, the public. I'm just trying to do preventative measures for your crew, don't have too much work to do. That's it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
On to item 10, Chairman and Commissioners' reports, update on ACND environmental and safety issues relating to Little Bay and our other district properties. Basically, it's the same as previously stated for the Executive Director's report. I don't have anything, what I have to report will be done in closed. Anyone else have anything?
Martin's done his.
I've got some other stuff we're gonna do in closed session.
Yeah, okay, all right. Having said that, I think we have come to an end of the regular agenda. And we are, yes. Do
Goodbye.
you have
everybody.
something?
Please. I think in your packets or request is electronic is the port master plan for the Aransas County Navigation District. This document was submitted with our TxDOT port mission plan, which I've got
Yeah.
those late, and we'll make sure that each of y'all have what we applied there. This document, we submitted it, so it was kind of pre-approved. I suggest that y'all look through it very carefully, and there's some issues in here.
There's, so that, I was printing one copy off because it's such a big, I did not print everybody a copy, so you have got.
We have electronic versions.
And
And
I'll
Tommy, you-
I'll even bring it up next time, and then we will all,
We'll have
if you see
discussion.
something else that needs to get in, what you want out, we'll have a discussion on it, and then we'll make a new revision, but we should approve these revisions.
That closed session stuff?
From here on out.
Yeah.
That's not closed session, no.
No, this is a shot at putting all the things that need to be done on paper, and one, the Cove Harbor boat ramp could probably be on there, but, not the day-to-day, but the big projects coming through. And
Right.
so we were rushed to do it for various reasons, and this is what we got. It can change, we're all for it to change, and we need to change it and approve it so that everybody is on the same track moving forward on bigger projects, is what I think. So there.
Okay. May we move on to press questions?
I just would like to ask one question. What did we pre-approve, Tommy?
It wasn't really pre-approved. The point was we had to turn it in before the board could see it, the port mission, our mission plan.
Okay.
Our master plan.
Yeah, they went
And-
ahead
and so
without getting some board
We
approval.
Okay.
got it out, but we didn't really work on it, so I'd like to formalize it a little better and make sure everybody has their input on it, so we'll bring.
In other words, we get to see it before we vote on it?
Say again?
I said, in other words, we get to see it before we vote on it?
Absolutely.
Okay, just thought I'd understand that.
Something like that.
Okay.
All right.
Press questions.
We have press here?
We do.
Rockport Pilot?
I had two things, and this is, one of them specifically for Commissioner Wright, is that with the tax fund accounts that you guys mentioned in item 5, is that whole thing just to sort of streamline the process for you guys to move money, to have the signers on there?
That's a part of it. The most important thing is, we didn't have any control whatsoever of our own signatures on the setup that it was before. The decision was made previous administrations ago, previous harbor master ago, to not have control of the account, and it fell under the county's umbrella. A couple of technical issues worried me quite considerably. I'm not comfortable in telling you all of the what-ifs or what could-haves.
Right.
But yes, this gives us a great deal of control. It also, we can then move money without involving the county treasurer, who is,
Okay.
she's kind of up to her eyeballs right now.
Right, so the signers can be, did you say the treasurer?
Well, she's the treasurer.
Right, the treasurer can be a signer, Janine can,
Yes.
anybody else?
Vicky,
Vicky.
as an alternative, so that if she's busy in something
The
else.
county manager,
Vicky
What's her last name?
Lowe's,
Loewe?
Okay.
yeah, Lowe, Loewe.
No, it's Leowe.
Oh, Leo.
Okay, so we did
Leo,
But it's pronounced Lowe.
yes.
And
Did that answer your question? You said
Yes,
yes?
it did, I was just, because when you guys were discussing it, I was just trying to get a sense, it seemed the most important thing needed to be the signatories in the navigation district actually having access to those funds without having to go through the county.
Correct.
To do what they needed to do.
County still has to sign anything that's removed, but
Right.
the situation has some weaknesses in it, rather considerable, so we're fixing that.
It had weaknesses.
Had.
It had.
the big deal by law is the county treasurer is our treasurer.
Okay.
Okay, so they have all of that responsibility. So that, number one, we never had backup in case that person was gone. So we never had backup ability to get it
You
done.
never had the ability to move funds if the treasurer was.
Correct.
Without them, but
We
it
we had to
was never
request it
issued.
from the treasurer.
And we would tell them what we wanted to move when as a
Yeah.
board.
we're moving on to better things.
So you said you had another question?
Yes, on item number 8, was there a specific reason you guys were looking at drilling the pilings? There was no,
Pre-development planning.
okay.
Yeah,
It's just a feasibility.
The drilling is to sample what's there.
so,
And the goal is to find out exactly what we've got so that we can come up with a request for proposal or something to see who is interested in developing the project.
Okay,
They're gonna ask for that question anyway,
yeah,
okay.
so it's part of our,
right. It's just-
it's our
it's
property.
part of our due diligence, if you
Right.
will, to know
And then
before we
the-
go.
And then the ACND has to pay for that study?
We are going to pay
Yes.
for that, yes,
Okay, all right.
yes. Well, currently, we have no tenant there, or no, we don't have even any proposals that we are under consideration at this point, so yes.
Okay.
Our property,
That's what I was asking, I didn't know if there was something coming down the line or was it?
well, there may be, but we don't know yet.
Okay, all right.
Is that sufficiently
That's it.
fuzzy for you?
That's it for me.
Okay, all right. Very good. Any other questions? I think all the questioners left. Okay, so the potential questions, okay. Having said all of that, we will now temporarily close this session and then reopen in a few minutes into a closed item session. Let me read to you. The commission will recess this open meeting and conduct a closed meeting pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act to conduct a private consultation with its attorney under section 551.071 of the Act, to deliberate regarding real property under section 551.072 of the Act, and to deliberate regarding personnel matters under section 551.074 of the Act. Specific subjects, and among others, may include issues related to the executive director position, legal and related support services, and value and leases of real property. Following the closed meeting, the commission will reconvene into the open meeting, and we do have 3 items that we could Okay, thank you all for resuming with us, if you're still online. We are now into open session and continuation of our open meeting. We do have 3 items that are listed here, and we are going to postpone those and not take any action on any of those items today. Having said that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor?